Welcome to Inside Style, and I am your host, George Worrell. All month long, we are celebrating Women's History Month by spotlighting women who are shaping industries, breaking barriers, and redefining leadership in powerful ways. Today, our guest is a powerhouse in media and entertainment law, Angel Nwachukwu.
Yes,
I said it right. Oh my God. Who is a media entertainment attorney currently working at NPR, where she plays a pivotal role in negotiating deals for some of the network's most acclaimed programming, including the iconic Tiny Desk concert series. Her expertise also extends into film, television, where she manages complex option deals that help bring compelling stories to life across all platforms. She is strategic, dynamic, in navigating spaces where representation and excellence matter deeply. Welcome to Inside Style, Angel.
Wow, what an intro. Thank you. I love that intro.
Oh my God, welcome.
Thank you.
I saw your profile.
On Walla.
Yeah. And I'm like, I got to meet this woman.
Yes, thank you.
It was instant. And then reading all of these things, I'm like, I have to talk to her. Let's start with your journey, Angel. Take us back to the beginning. Why were you inspired about law?
Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, I have always been fascinated by how our society works. I think I just always been interested in the rules and the different, and even sociology. I was a sociology minor in college, and I just kind of felt like that was an interesting way to approach that through the law. I think I also have always been kind of strategic as well. So I'm I like business. I like, just being in the room and problem solving and things like that. So I was like, oh, business law or business and entertainment law, some kind of mix was interesting to me. So when I went to law school, I kind of focused my classes on that. So I took negotiations, and I took tax law and accounting law and different things to just learn the legal side, but also the business and entertainment side. And so yeah, I just kind of wanted to mix all of my interests together, and going to law school was a good way to do that.
And was that from your home upbringing, or do you know, was that instilled in you that you could do anything?
Yes, my mom is, it's funny because I'm the only lawyer in my family. I'm the only lawyer I kind of know, on the family side. But, my mom is so confident in herself, and also she instilled that in her kids. So she'd be like, you can do anything. If you see someone else doing it, you can do it too. And she always made it in an empowering way. And no, they're doing it, so you can do it too. And I'm like, okay. So watching TV, I'm like, I could do that. I could do that. I could do that. I genuinely thought I could do anything in the world. I just really felt like if I wanted to do it and I put my mind to it, I could. I was naive enough to believe that. And I appreciate my mom for that, because I feel like it wasn't always easy to try and teach us that in our circumstances, but I believed it anyway. And
did you surround yourself around, because we had, of course, it's Women's History Month, and we've had women on, and last week we heard about a tribe and getting your tribe together. Once you find your tribe, is that part of you too?
For sure.
Finding the women that are like-minded?
Yes.
Yeah.
Since I was young, I always had women around me, girls around me at the time when I was young, who were ambitious, and who also were people who were took school seriously and smart, but also social and involved, and just being really well-rounded. I think even now, my friends, I have a lot of fellow Black women lawyer friends just through meeting them through the industry or meeting them through law school, and we're all kind of similar. We're all in different paths in law, but we're all still open-minded, creative lawyers, I think. And I think having people around you who understand that part of you is really helpful.
Why do you think that sometimes that people take ambition for women, they don't look at it the same as they do for men?
I know. I don't know.
You guys, why couldn't you be ambitious and want to get ahead? Why do you...
people receive it differently, I think. And even I feel like they're more likely, especially for Black women, to receive it as cockiness, or to receive it as I'm why can't it just be confidence? Why isn't it, why do I have to be insecure? Why do I have to have imposter syndrome? Why can't I walk in a room and know I belong to be there? I feel like people are not they're not very receptive to that at first. It kind of takes them some adjusting, like, whoa, okay. But I'm like, there's nothing wrong. That's how we all should be.
Should be thinking.
Yeah.
So when you walked into these rooms, or have you walked into rooms where you're the only woman of color, of age, what does that feel like for you?
Ooh, it's gotten better over time.
Okay.
When I was younger, it was like, whoa, okay, like this is different. It definitely made me, like I'm thinking like college days where I'm like, oh, like, all right, don't really know how to navigate this, like just feeling unsure of myself. I think with time, I've become more like comfortable within myself to where like now, you know, I still would prefer obviously to have like more of us in the room. But now I don't walk in, I don't think like I need to shrink myself or like hide or anything like that. Like I just try and be myself and see what happens.
Was there somebody there to open the door for you?
Always. Yeah, always.
And, you know, that helping hand to say, I see talent here.
Yes.
I don't see color. Or I don't see, you know, so I look at it in two phases. One, I'm opening the door for this person because I feel that she is qualified for this. But then on that other side, I'm opening it too because she is a woman of color and she is, so that a representation that, so that you feel that you're carrying that as you go throughout your career.
I do. I feel like I've had amazing mentors and sponsors and whatever term you want to use that have really helped me. Like this is not a bootstrap story where I've pulled myself up and had confidence in myself. Absolutely not. I had so many women along the way looking out for me. Even my mentor, Michelle Edwards, shout out to her. She was so instrumental in me even working at NPR. She didn't know me from a can of paint. She just met with me and heard me and saw me and encouraged me and kind of recommended me, really. And that's kind of how that was one of the reasons I got the role. So yeah, I've had women help me throughout my entire career. And I understand that, and I try to pass that forward because I know it's important. It's not just about us.
How do you, let's talk about Tiny Desk concert series and you negotiating that.
Yeah.
How does that, what does a day look like for you doing that?
Man.
Because that's an amazing project.
Every day is so different. Tiny Desk is obviously a huge brand. The team is amazing. We have amazing producers and editors and videographers and photographers that all bring that to life. On the legal and business side of things, you know, you have to have your releases together. You have to have your deals together. You know, and as we use that brand to expand, you know, we've expanded to Japan, Korea, Brazil. You know, it's been cool to be a part of those deals and negotiations, and they're pretty complex because they're international. But it's so satisfying at the end where you're like, ooh, like I did that. So
you're intriguing at looking at and reading.
It's so much more than that. It's more. It's meetings. It's meeting with the other side. It's what do y'all want? What do we want? What price do you want for this? What price do we want for that? Like negotiation is a dance. It's a tango. There are so many things that go into it. You have to talk to our side. Like, what do y'all want from this? And what are your non-negotiables? You're talking to the other side. Like, there's a lot of conversation. And I think it takes more emotional intelligence than people realize to really sit down with someone and come together and come to terms that both sides are happy with and like to go forth in partnership. It takes a lot of work, like reading and writing and drafting, but it takes a lot of work like on the people side too. I think you have to be good at both to be able to do it pretty well. Yeah.
So what should creatives know, like myself, when we come to the table? So we, you know, I have a concept for a show, or I'm a podcaster, and I think I'm trying to land it, and I know where do I start? What should I know?
I think the advice I would give is the first thing you should think about is ownership, because that just drives everything. Like, you have a concept. Do you want to own it? Do you want to license it to someone? Do you feel married to it? Are you very emotionally attached to it? Maybe you want to own it. Maybe you're not, and you just see this as something that could grow. Maybe you're willing to license it. Are you going to exclusively license it? Like, these are all things you should think about, because ownership determines rights, and it determines like what you can do with it, what you can't do with it, how you make money off of it, who you make the money from. And so that's the part of it that I think maybe sometimes creatives don't think about.
No, we don't.
Yeah. You just make something and you're like, great. You just put it out to the world.
You think
and it's
about
like,
it. Yeah. I mean, I thought about it a little bit, but you don't know your options.
Yeah. And you see people just like freely giving away their rights without even thinking about it. That always is like, oh no, like you need a lawyer. You know, you need somebody to just advise you on like, don't just give away your things for free. And anytime you do something with someone, any kind of collaboration, have an agreement with them. It doesn't have to be super scary. It doesn't have to be super long. It can be a page, but just like, hey, who's getting what? And like, who owns what? Because those cause fights down the line. And you don't think about it up front, but later on, you're going to like wish you did. So it's just better for everyone to just think about it at the outset.
During Women's History Month, we celebrate the legacy and impact. Who are some of the women, personally or professional, that you look at that kind of set the bar for you? That you say, this is, for me, it's been family. But
yeah. Ooh,
how about for you?
That's a good question.
I know you mentioned Ms. Edwards.
Yeah, for sure. I'm really, really grateful for her. Family as well. Like I think my mom is a nurse, so it's a different profession, but I still think that she carries herself like with high esteem. Like I kind of
and has to make decisions.
Yeah, have to make decisions. And so I definitely appreciate her and have like she's instilled a lot of things in me that I still carry with me to this day. And then otherwise, there are like when I was working in law firms, there were Black women who were partners and who would always like just kind of talk to us and made us feel like they would wear their natural hair to work. And I remember I started wearing my natural hair to work because like they were wearing their natural hair to work and they were partners. And I was like, oh, I used to feel like I couldn't go to work without a wig on. And seeing Black women like be themselves, be natural, make it normal. I was like, oh, okay. It's like representation does matter. It does make you feel like you can see yourself in someone and that you don't have to maybe conform as much as you thought you did. So, yeah, there have been a lot of people who have really touched me.
So there was a switch, right? Because you were doing corporate law first, right?
I was. What
was the incentive to say, although you brought all of that wonderful skill set to entertainment, but what made you decide that you wanted to switch to entertainment and work with creatives?
Yeah, I mean, what you just said, I think for corporate law for me was just a battleground for training. Like I wanted to learn a lot. I wanted to learn about different industries. I wanted to just build a solid foundation with my legal skill set. I think financially it also helped me like feel like I could breathe, like I needed, I had student loans and I had all these things. So both from a legal standpoint and a financial standpoint, I felt like I kind of needed that to get on like a good footing. Once I felt more secure in that, I was like, okay, now it's time for me to marry like law with what I'm actually interested in and like passionate about. I love storytelling, all kinds, visual storytelling, news storytelling, music storytelling, whatever it is, art. I love visual art. And so going to a multimedia organization where they're doing all of those things, I was like, wow, this is a way for me to touch on all of this. So yeah, that switch for me was more about, okay, I got the training and now like this is an industry I want to apply that to.
What motivates you? What gets you up in the morning to say, okay, I'm ready again? As there's a difference in having a job that you have to work to pay bills. The goal, I would hope for anybody listening or thinking, is to be doing your craft. What is it that motivates you in the morning to say, while the coffee is being made or tea or whatever, I dig what I'm doing?
Yeah, always, I love it because it's different every single day. So some days, like you mentioned TV deals, like when I do like music clearances and stuff like that. Sometimes when we have like our documentaries and things like that.
What is a music clearance?
Okay, so just to explain, a music recording or when you use a music that you don't own in your work, you have to get permission from the people who actually own it. So you have to get permission from the people who recorded it and from whoever wrote the song. And sometimes, usually those are two different people or two different entities. And so sometimes I help our creatives kind of figure out who those people are and get those clearances.
I love this because I've always thought about this. So there's two things. Like, so when I'm posting or somebody's posting on social media, I'm starting to see more now. If you don't go to that list that's been approved, they will block it in certain countries and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Also, too, even with my show, I want to hear, like, we have to purchase approved
music libraries.
Yeah.
Yep, I do those deals too.
Okay, but eventually, I want to hear some old Aretha.
You gotta pay for it.
That's fine.
You gotta pay for it.
So,
and they're gonna charge. The more popular the song, I guarantee you the price is gonna go up.
So the pricing is the pricing all at once, or is it how is it leveled? Do you know that on your end? Or?
Yeah, so it depends on. It's all in the hands of the rights holder. So sometimes rights holders, they'll be like, "How long are you playing the song for? Is it in the clear?" So, for example, if you watch a movie, sometimes a song is kind of like setting the stage. There's no dialogue in the background. It's not like it's just on the TV. Like it's just in the clear, as they call it, and you're just hearing the song and it's setting the mood. That's probably more expensive because it's just a direct use of their song. If you're only like playing, maybe it's a small snippet, it's just to make a joke or something like that. Maybe that's cheaper. So it really depends on like how you're using the music.
And
what
they
you're
have
using
all
it
of
for.
that.
Yeah, that's gonna be in the.
Yeah,
it's gonna be in there. We're using it for this much. It's in this scene. If that changes, you need their permission. So, and there are pros and cons to that approach to music. I think that one of the pros is that I think people who create things should be paid for it. I think that creatives and creators should be paid for their hard work, and we should incentivize people to be outside of the box thinkers and to create new things. I think it makes it hard for people to expand on other people's work, though. So I guess that's sometimes a downside. I know a lot of times in Black music, like covers are very popular. It can make that very difficult. So my personal opinion is like I think there are pros and cons to how we've set up the music industry. But the way it's set up right now, there are a lot of hoops to clear a song, for better or for worse.
So that means that when you are looking to do any of this stuff, it's about research too.
It is.
Like going into something, you really need
You should be thorough.
Yeah.
You do. But to answer your question though, things like that excite me. So like knowing that after you've done all that work and we've cleared the rights, now you get to put your beautiful piece like out into the world. Like we did it. We had a situation where there was a documentary and, the term limit on using that song was coming up. And to be able to like go to the rights holder, negotiate, and now they don't have to take it down. Like it can live on. There was a crew of people who like put their time and energy and love into this project. Like I want it to live on forever. So like knowing that I'm kind of helping that process and helping things come to life, that's what like gets me up in the morning. Like, okay, now today I get to do this. Today I get to do that. Like, I don't know. I like it. It's fun.
What's the downside? What have you found challenging?
That's a good question. The downside is that, sometimes as the attorney, you have to be somewhat of the bad guy, and people don't always want to hear no. Or I try not to say no. I try to say like not that way, but this way or whatever. But it can be, the legal hurdles are real. I think for creatives it can be frustrating, and so navigating that and trying to weigh those interests and make sure that I'm defending a brand and defending, trying to make sure I'm protecting things, but also understanding for them like why this might be frustrating from like they're not thinking of it from a legal and business side, they're thinking of it from a creative side. So that's a downside. And sometimes it can be stressful, like you're dealing with people and people aren't always the nicest, and so you kind of have to go in with that and like meditate before a call.
Okay. Pray.
And just go in and know that like this might be a more hostile call, but just go in with your goals in mind. And negotiating, to me, it's fun, but it's not always. When someone's not getting what they want, they might come onto the call and be really angry with you. So navigating that could be kind of difficult.
How are you able to keep yourself grounded in that? Like the personality piece, where people have different levels, but you're able to whatever side. How are you able
because I don't take it personally. I think I don't put too much of my personal identity into it. Like some people take, and they should. It's important stuff, but at the end of the day, before I was a lawyer, after I'm a lawyer, whatever happens, like I'm Angel at the end of the day. Like I'm not going to take this as a personal attack. You have your things that you want. That's why you're approaching me this way. It's not about me per se. So I don't know. I'm just able to like keep perspective with that.
Did you work on getting there, or was it always like that? Because I'm still.
No, I work on it because sometimes I'm like, who are you talking to?
Oh, right.
And I'm like, okay, I'm at work. Got to calm down.
Okay.
So yeah, it's also, I think it comes with age a little bit too. Like you get older and you're like, okay, like the way people treat you is about them. Like that is a reflection of them. It's not a reflection of me. So it just kind of helped me like not take things as personally, but it took time. And it takes practice too. And you start to see the same things and you're like, okay, like I've dealt with this before, made it on the other side. Nothing is like the end of the world. So I think that just kind of helps me.
Are you doing a lot of research too? Like, is there anything that comes up that you think, okay, I'm going to need to research this before I need to go further with this?
Yeah,
How does that
especially
work?
with AI. I think like once that came on the scene, that took a lot of just like reading articles and figuring out like how does this work with copyright? Like what's going on? We haven't seen this before. Now they have deep fakes and they're making your voice and doing this and doing that. So that took a lot of research. Fortunately, you know, with resources, you can have like a team of people to kind of help you with that, or like librarians to help you with that, and kind of send you the articles that are relevant and like the case summaries and things like that. But yeah, you have to stay on top of the law because it changes. As the world changes, the law changes to like reflect what the world looks like. And so if you stop continuing your education, then before you know it, you won't know the law anymore because the world has changed so much.
And then you're replaced.
Yeah.
Then
you're replaced.
They're not going to tell you, oh, you need to. They're going to expect you to know it.
They're going to expect you to be proactive.
What is the expectation when a creative comes? What is the expectation that you guys are looking for, or anybody that's looking for when they come in? Are you expecting them to be green? Are you expecting them to know as much as they should know? What gets the yes?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it depends on I don't want to say sophisticated, but like how experienced someone is. Like I would never expect to work with someone who is just starting out fresh out of college, you know, and expect them to know how the Copyright Act law works. Like that's just very unrealistic. And then you have executives that are very well versed in like how these things work, and they've been working in this industry for a long time, and they know like rights and things like that. So I don't have like a one size fits all answer. I think it depends on how much experience someone has and like what kind of environments they're coming from.
So how do you, because you're very fashionable today.
Oh, thank you.
And I love it. I saw it in your pictures and stuff.
Thank you.
How do you navigate your personal style with, I think you have probably a little more freedom because you're kind of on the entertainment creative side, but what did you do corporately for now, and what's comfortable for you?
Yeah, so even when I was in corporate law, I was still fly.
You still fly?
I was still fly. It was just a different kind of fly.
Okay.
And people used to be like, oh, you're the best dressed in the office. And I'll be like,
okay,
give me my trophy. That's like the best thing I've heard all day. So I've always liked to dress up. I have always liked to dress up. Like, and of course, you have to read the room. So when I was working in corporate law, it was much more businessy. Like, so, you know, your shirts are tucked in, but, you know, your blazers can be fly. And you don't have to drop, you know, you don't have to spend your whole bank account. Like I would thrift, I would do different things. But, you know, I would just like try and like add some color. I would add like a ribbon to my bag, just like little things. Have you seen Legally Blonde?
Oh,
you know you know how she would kind of like, I remember at the end scene, she kind of like had some pink on her bag and just like things to make it feel like her. Even when I was in corporate law, I always did things like that. Now, like I am a little bit more free because it is a different kind of space. But still, I think the entertainment industry on the professional side can be, or news and entertainment industry can be maybe more casual.
Okay.
But I do like to dress up. So maybe I'll wear jeans, but like I'll have like a little heel or like a dressy shirt or whatever it might be. So I always try to find ways to like personally express myself like through what I wear, no matter what.
Do you believe that you are your brand?
What do you mean by that?
So I always thought that for me, even when I was working for someone else, I am my brand.
Oh, okay.
I am my brand.
Yeah.
About what I wear, how I talk, how I'm treating people, how I'm interacting. It's about me. It's just a different term, but we call it brand.
Okay.
So do you feel that way about yourself?
Yeah, I feel that way. I think, no matter where you work or what, you're still you. And like after, like kind of what I said with being a lawyer, like after you leave that place, you're still you. So you can't completely change yourself to adopt their brand. Like you can take that into consideration, but yeah, I think you're your own person. You have to kind of own that.
So I always tell the people that are excited, you got to come back because you can't get it all in this short time. But what advice would you give a young woman that's listening out there that is like, I'm creative, I'm smart, but you know, I'm working at CVS and I'm not happy, or nobody has told me I'm smart, but I know I am, and I've not been encouraged.
I see.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, what advice would you give someone listening and being able to view today, Angel?
Yeah, I have advice for that young person, that young woman. Fortunately, in today's day and age, we do have the internet. You know, a lot of negative things came with the internet, but a lot of positives too. And there are so many professional Black women creators now who vlog their day, who maybe you don't have that encouragement in your daily life, but you can find that encouragement through people who look like you, who are creating content and who are showcasing like what it's like. I think maybe that circle of encouragement, I mean, we would hope it would be around you in person, but sometimes it's just not people's circumstances, so you'd have to find it elsewhere. So find it and lean into people who might be on the internet, but who look like you, who are encouraging you, and who have done it and can offer you advice. Me and my best friend, we have a platform called Sisters-in-Law. We're on YouTube, and we started it when we were in law school. And this is one of the reasons that we started it, because we both went to law school, kind of lost, and like, what do we do here? And we were like, we don't want anyone else to feel that way, and people aren't always going to be able to meet you in person. So we were like, if you have access to YouTube, then like you can pull up Sisters-in-Law. We vlogged from law school all through practicing. She practices abroad, I practice here. We try to make our videos very uplifting, very encouraging, and very real and transparent. So I would just say, yeah, utilize your resources that you have and try and tap into that for that encouragement.
Perfect. Is that how can we on social media get in contact with you?
Yeah, for sure. So on YouTube it's Sisters-in-Law. On Instagram we're official Sisters-in-Law. So that's the best way to contact me. That's the best way to kind of see the behind the scenes of what it's like to be a Black woman who is an attorney and who is trying to just do her best.
I love it. I love it. You know, this has got to last more than just 1 month, because I'm just intrigued about talking to women.
Women's
Black
History
women.
Year.
Yeah, Women's History Year. Thank you for making it, Angel. Thank you for sharing your brilliance, your journey, and your perspective with us today. You represent excellence. You represent intention and integrity.
Oh, thank you.
I love it. And for our listeners, thank you for tuning in to Inside Style. Be sure to check out our show, Neighborhood Favorites, which is airing on WHUT PBS. And remember, real style starts with being comfortable in your own skin. I'm George Worrell, and I will see you next time.